Welcome to the Life Activated Podcast. I'm your host, Mari Roberts, and this podcast is intended to empower you to live your passions right here, right now, encouraging you to be uniquely, magically you, trusting yourself, your intuition, that inner GPS that exists within all of us. And the intention is that it is a catalyst to get you out of the sidelines of your own life, because let's face it, I know you're here to do big things, and being on the sidelines means nothing is happening, and we can't have that. So I hope that every episode inspires you to step fully into your passions, what you are here to do every single day. Welcome to the Life Activated Podcast. We are in season 4. Oh my God. How did we get here? Season 4 of the Life Activated Podcast. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here, a part of this community. You have no idea how much it means to me. If you are new to the Life Activated Podcast, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope that this podcast is doing everything that it's intended, which was to empower you to take action in your life, to live your purpose, to live your passions, to really be a catalyst for you to actually take steps. Thank you for being a part of this community, for engaging, for sharing the podcast with other people, for rating and reviewing the podcast, because honestly, that is how the podcast gets found. So we're going to do a quick recap on the past seasons and get us up to what to expect for this season. So the first 3 seasons really were like, I call them my cheat seasons. I took you through the method that I take my clients through, which is reflect, align, design. So really, you were hearing from all these wonderful women who are just like you in different phases of their lives, who were sharing elements of how they were living and experiencing these various phases that I take my clients through. Again, reflect, align, design. It's a proprietary 3-step method that can really support you in actually fulfilling what it is you are here to fulfill, whatever that vision is in your life that you've been dreaming. This season, we are going to really talk about passions and listening to the calling. And when I say the calling, I mean the calling that is on your heart, because we all know that we have a calling that we are here to fulfill. It can shift and change. So I want to be really clear on that. If you know me, you know that my calling in life has shifted and changed over life. But the thing is, I listened to the calling, and because I listened to the calling, I ended up where I am now. So our callings can be so different. I have one of my best girlfriends. Her calling was to be a lawyer. She knew that shit in high school. I had no clue what I was doing in high school. She knew in high school that she wanted to be a lawyer. She followed that calling to be that lawyer. This isn't about also, by the way, your career path, because our callings could have nothing to do with our career path, right? So I just want to share that. So listening to the calling that is on our heart in the moment now, not letting fear stop us, stop you from hearing the calling, because honestly, the calling doesn't go away. And when we don't listen to the calling, we become miserable. Things start to happen, and I've said this a million times, as Oprah says, the whisper, the tap on the shoulder, and then the brick on the head, right? The squeezing of life. And this has happened to me again this year. And, I record my episodes pretty in advance. So at the time that this is being aired, I have moved on from corporate, and I thought I was going to move on from corporate at the end of the year. But nope, that's not what the universe said. I wasn't actually listening. And that became a squeeze because the calling that's on my heart, that I'm here and my purpose in this moment of time is to do the work that I'm doing outside of corporate, which is my energy healing work, which is coaching, which is really supporting people in life transitions, in stepping up to live their purpose and their calling. And that may ebb and flow and change, but that's what it is today. So I'm just sharing. And I think that this podcast, this season, I should say, is very perfect and timely because you're going to hear from Stephanie, Rita, Tina, Pelly, and Jillian. You're going to hear from all of them this season. You're going to hear their stories around really how they followed their passions and how they listened to the call at various times of their lives and where it has taken them and how it has supported them in really being on purpose, because that's what it's about, living our life, not waiting, not suffering because we're not living the way we're meant to live. So if you get nothing out of this season, I want you to, other than I should say, what I want you to get out of this season is that it's never too late to listen to the call. It is never too late to listen to the call. And the invitation will be to hear every story from these women, allow it to really sink in, inspire you, and to be the catalyst for you taking action in your life and not waiting for the pain to come, not waiting for the squeeze to come to push you into action, but taking action when the whisper of your soul comes through to say, it is time for you to do this. It is time for you to emerge. I'm so excited for this podcast season. I'm so excited for you to hear from these women who are so different in their journeys and their paths. And I really invite you, I ask that you message me and let me know after each and every episode, please, what you think, what landed with you, what resonated with you. And please share this with anyone who would appreciate this message, who needs this message, because the world cannot move forward. And this is so dramatic, but it's true, without people trusting themselves, listening to the calling, and living their passions. Because the ripple effect, the people that will be impacted by you and others living their passions is so profound and so great. Okay, with that, that's the intro. First season episode, getting us started. And I guess I gave you a little insight into what happened for me. I will do another episode for this season where I share more about the transition and what's been happening for me, not fully listening to the calling to step in, as well as what I've been doing since I've transitioned out of corporate. All right. Until next time, I know that you are here to not just live an average life, but to live a deeply fulfilling life. And I can imagine you living your life just the way you want it, stepping into everything that you've imagined for yourself, for your family, that true sense of freedom and joy and leadership. And most importantly, the legacy that you are literally here to leave in this world. And that is why I created the Life Activated course This is a course that takes you through a tried and tested 3-step method that is going to activate your life and step you fully into your purpose with ease. This is an 8-week journey where you are going to really connect with your true meaning so that you can ignite the purpose that is deep within your soul. I could not be more excited about supporting you in connecting to what you're here for, because honestly, this is why I'm here, to help you fully live life as it is intended. And my clients that have gone through the Life Activated course can attest to it. My client, Stephanie, she says that she was at a crossroads in her career. She was wanting to make big changes, but she needed support and spiritual uplift. She was amazed at the career opportunities that opened up for her. She was also amazed at how she moved from being stuck in her process for writing to moving forward in the direction of completing her book, which is huge. And that's all from this course, Life Activated. If you are wanting to be in a course that allows you to do everything on your own, self-paced, and yet still have the aspect of community, live support calls, and the opportunity to meet with me one-on-one, then this course is for you. There are group support sessions, there's energy healing, there is a breathwork session, there are visualizations, additional journal prompts and practices to support you in successfully taking the steps that you know you're here to take. I see you on the other side. I see you doing everything that you're here to do, that you've always dreamt of doing. And maybe you just needed that little hand to help hold you. Anywho, the Life Activated course is for you if you are needing that support. There's going to be a link in the show notes for you to enroll in whichever option works best for you, because let's face it, we need options in terms of how we want to be supported. And if you have more questions, I will also add a link in the show notes for you to reach out to me and schedule a call so we can talk about which option will best support you in doing exactly what it is you are here to do. Thanks so much for listening to the Life Activated podcast. If this message from today's episode resonated with you, if it inspired you to start to live your passions, to take action in your life, then do me a favor and rate and review us, because honestly, that is the only way that this podcast will be found by others just like you. If you don't want to miss the podcast, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing to the podcast ensures that you never miss an episode. All right. Thanks so much for supporting the Life Activated podcast. Until next time.